of the Public Health Collaboration here. Welcome to today's Instagram Live with Steve Bennett. Speaking of which, I just need to invite Mr. Bennett along today. Steve should be along with us in just a moment. We've got a couple of people joining. Hello, old fit dude. Hello, Steve.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good. How about yourself?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Very good.
Excellent. So I was just saying that today's Instagram Live is kind of, about next year's conference, but more widely, it's about our 10-year anniversary. Can you believe it's been 10 years since we started this craziness? And you've been a major part of creating what we see today, particularly over the past 5 years. You've been incredibly generous with your donations. Almost £500,000 to us, Steve. Again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. We wouldn't be where we are without you. So I guess kind of kicking things off, I think the best place to start is how did you come across the PHC in the first place?
Oh, I'd followed a lot of work of David Unwin and looked at what he was up to and thought, hey, this guy knows his mustard. And he was certainly instrumental in me turning my own health around because I was obese for a very long time. And then I said, what else can I do to help? He said, well, you need to come to our conference. I came to one of your conferences in the Royal College of General Practitioners. I thought, oh my God, these guys know what they're talking about. Can I help them get the word out? And hence I decided to move some of our charity funds from abroad to support the PHC.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Steve. And you've been busy yourself in this space as well. Releasing how many books now? Like 5, maybe?
Yeah, I think 4 that people have read, and I don't think everybody's read the last one yet because it's too big, but 6 now, the new one's just coming out. But yeah,
excellent. So
I've spent the last sort of 10 years going around the world, interviewing people, going into laboratories, and getting to the truth of, how do you live healthier, happier, for longer? And the older we get, the more it intrigues me. I'm 60 in a few months' time, and I was worried in my 40s that I wouldn't live very long. I was obese, dad had got diabetes, mum had got Alzheimer's. Everybody tells you all these things are hereditary, you've got no control over it. And I think the most exciting thing I've learned in the last 10 years is actually, while some things might slightly be hereditary, so I've got the APEO4 gene, which says I'm a little bit more likely to get Alzheimer's like my mother. But I think what I've learned is that you have so much more control over your health than you ever thought was possible. And that's the exciting thing. And that's what we're preaching about. How do you get healthier against that tide of misinformation? If you'd gone back 20 years ago, there wasn't enough information. Now there's too much information everywhere, but the vast majority of it's just incorrect and wrong. So how do we, with the PHC, help spread the truth? And the knowledge is constantly changing. We're learning new stuff. You think one of our headline speakers next year, I don't know if you've announced who they all are yet, but he's in a laboratory every day looking at fat cells, going, what is it that makes a fat cell grow? And what is it that makes a fat cell shrink? That's the level of expertise we've got in our speakers, and that particular person's on my advisory panel of my company, and we learn so much so quickly, and it's just so exciting, and we just want to get that word out there. So anyway, I've waffled on. Our 10th year, our big conference next year. Hopefully we'll get more and more people listening to it, because the truth needs to come out.
100%. And kind of with that in mind, over the past 10 years that you've been in this space, have you seen, has there been any change from your perspective?
Yes and no. I mean, there are more people that are educated in this space, that at least now there's pretty much a consensus of what you do to lose weight, what you do to absolutely minimize your risk of Alzheimer's, diabetes, cancers, how you can reverse every syndrome, how you can often reverse type 2 diabetes. There's pretty much now a consensus of what the truth is. And it's not lots of different ways. It's kind of, we all pretty much know what it is. Do enough people know about it yet? No, because it's not convenient for the big food industry. It's not convenient for the pharmaceutical industry. So we're still pushing, swear words,
battling up against that.
We're still, we're still having to swim against the tide. But at least I think there's a very strong agreement that it is, diets that are high in sugar and processed foods, lacking in fiber to offset the sugar, that is causing insulin resistance, which, or elevated insulin that then causes insulin resistance, that then causes hyperinsulinemia. And it is that link between hyperinsulinemia that links to this constellation of modern diseases. So, and we've got such a common understanding of that. I always say, and you've heard me say this at the conference, never listen to a headline in a newspaper if you read back and it was funded by the food industry or the pharmaceutical industry. Food industry research, and they're the two industries that fund the vast majority of research. So the food industry about selling product. So, next time you read a headline that bacon causes cancer, think who probably funded that. Probably the cereal industry, because they want you to be scared of that, and then ignore the research from the pharmaceutical industry, because despite what you think, and I'm not saying the pharmaceutical industry isn't important because they've eradicated all those diseases from 100 years ago. They were brilliant to get rid of polio and typhoid and tuberculosis and all those. Fantastic. But today, it doesn't work with all these illnesses. All they do is mask the symptoms. But I've always said, the only person that really cares about you living longer is you and your family and your friends. Nobody else. I'm 60 next year. As soon as I stop paying my taxes, I'm a drain. I'm not contributing. I mean, other than my family and myself, I'm better off not being here, right? So nobody's got it in my interest at heart, apart from one person or one company, and that's your life insurance company. They actually make money out of you staying alive and being healthy. Well, the great news is all the things we talked about at our conference, and John's going to be at the conference next year. So Swiss Re, the world's largest life reinsurance company that insure all the other life insurance companies, or most of them, agree with our hypothesis that all these diseases are interrelated to all the things we talk about at our conference. And the fact now we've got a life insurance company, the number one reinsurer, agreeing with all the things we talk about. Every sort of speech that you'll hear at the next conference, the last 4 or 5 conferences, kind of all along the same feed. Theme: eat real food, minimize processed food, minimize carbohydrates if you're overweight, keep your insulin down. And we've got the backing now, or not the backing, but the consensus that is correct. So it's an exciting time, and my emphasis now is changing my push now. I'm still keeping up to date with the latest news, because there'll always be tweaks to it and new things that we learn in the lab. Otherwise, why are all my friends still working in laboratories? But we pretty much know now what causes it. So my emphasis now is, and this is why I think next year's conference is so important, how do we get the word out there? How do we let everybody know when you can still walk down a cereal aisle and every other box has got some bogus health claim on it, which is complete nonsense? How can you then walk down the next aisle where you've got fat-free this, fat-free that, and we know fat's not really the enemy, and actually when it's fat-free there's more sugar means more insulin means more harm, more disease. How do we convince people that we all know what we're talking about now, but the supermarkets, the food industries are saying completely opposite?
Yeah, no, it's a total minefield. But as you say, I think we are making headway, and there is a groundswell of the population that are taking control of their health and being proactive about it, and hopefully kind of through our work and your work as well, we can help more people achieve healthier and happier lives. Now, looking to next year's conference, as he said, we've got Dr. Ben Bickman alongside Nina Teicholz, David Unwin, of course. We've got Dr. Wafa Abdel Hadi, and also Dr. Tommy Wood, Dr. Paul Reynolds, who's Ben's colleague, and lots and lots of others. What are you most excited about?
We've got those two, as long, because they're coming and staying at my house for a week, both of them. So as long as I don't get too dangerous with them, because I'm like,
keep them safe, please. Keep them safe, please, Steve. No quad biking, all right?
No jumping off mountains with them.
Exactly. But what are you most excited about for next year's conference?
I'm hopeful. So myself and my organisation, we're getting a lot more press coverage at the moment. So I had a 5-page article in the Daily Mail 2 days ago. I've been on GB News a lot. More people are listening. And what I've failed to do as one of your patrons, in my mind, I've failed. We had a couple of press at the last one, is to get enough media attention. I'm hopeful, being the 10th anniversary, the lineup of speakers we've got, I will be out there busting a gut February, March, April, to make sure that we get some national coverage, some TV coverage, some media coverage, because the only bit that's missing is getting the word out now.
Amazing.
That's what I'm
excited.
Thank you so much. The venue's fantastic. The lineup of speakers is fantastic. The theme is fantastic. The audience are amazing. Everything is amazing. We just got to get more people to listen.
100%. But on that note, early bird tickets are still on sale. So get them now. If you head on over to the conference website, which is www.phcukconference.org, and then you can get your early bird ticket now before they're gone. So please make sure that you get your ticket now before it's too late. And we'd love to see you on the 16th and 17th of May in London, not only to attend the conference, but to celebrate our 10-year birthday, which is going to be epic. And for those that don't know, the theme of next year's conference is Nourish to Flourish, where we'll be exploring the aspects of men's health, women's health, teenage health and children's health through dedicated sessions for all of those. Steve, you're part of the men's health session. You'll be speaking then, of course, being on the panel. Any kind of thoughts before the conference on men's health specifically?
Oh, controversial. So one of my charities is menopause.co.uk, so I have to make sure I don't upset any of the ladies. But on men's health, I guess we'll touch on andropause, which is, I don't want to even say male menopause, because it's very different. But look, we
male aging. Let's say male aging.
We have some issues ourselves that are kind of real.
Sure
we might touch on that. I'd like to really touch with the panel on the difference between sort of biological aging and what's the one, chronological aging. I'm on every metric at the moment at the healthiest I've been for the last 30 years, whether that's my VO2 max, body fat percentage, triglycerides, all my metabolic markers, and it's not as difficult to do as people think. But the great word you use there is nourish. It is 80% food, 20% gym, lifestyle, all those other things. It is mainly what we're putting in our mouth, nourish to flourish. So I think the title's fantastic. And while there will be nuances for female health, there will be nuances, and I'm sure that's what we'll be talking about. Overall, it's pretty much the same principles. So I'm just really excited about the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be awesome. So again, everyone, I hope you can be there. Make sure you head on over to the website phcukconference.org, and we'll see you in London next 16th and 17th of May. Steve, thank you so much for your time today. Was there anything else that you wanted to say to everyone?
Yeah. So hopefully Sam will be in touch with you all. we are hopeful that our app
Yes.
that we've been telling everybody about for the last year, called Clubwell, we are hopeful that it comes out of the App Store on the 25th of November, and also the Google Store. I've got an amazing panel of advisors from, most of them are people that have spoken at the PHC. So on our panel of advisors, we've got David Unwin, Jen Unwin, Ben Bickman, Dr. Isabella Cooper, Heather Rosso from the ION. So we've got this amazing panel that have helped us put an app together that's going to be completely free of charge. It's all around nutrition, and it's about sort of demystifying nutrition, health. So we've got loads of recipes on there that are fully tailorable. Then you can eat the food and then see what happens to your blood pressure, your blood glucose, your cholesterol, and the metrics go on and on. We've got 20 different metrics you can measure in the app, with delicious recipes from around the world, and it's amazing. And hopefully, if it comes out the 25th, you'll be the first to know, Sam, and then you can tell everybody else.
100%. But can they sign up for notifications right now on the website?
No, I think it has to wait for the 25th.
Okay, wait till the 25th, but you'll hear from us.
But you can go to, sorry, you're all right. You can go, you are right. You can go to clubwell.com, clubwell.com, and you can sign up there, and then we send you a notification. Also, you can sign up for my weekly newsletter.
Amazing. So yeah, make sure you head on over to clubwell.com, where you can sign up for the newsletter and notifications of when your amazing app comes out, and you can get all of this information and knowledge for free, which is incredible. Steve, again, extending your generosity once again. Stephen Bennett,
I've got one more crazy thing for that. I'm cycling across India next week, so wish me well.
What? Epic.
Yeah, not the whole way across. We're trying to do about 600 or 700 miles in 6 days.
Amazing. Is that for any particular cause, Steve? Or
yeah. So Mr. Richard Branson, myself, his son Sam, his daughter Holly, we are involved with a charity called Strive, and we've raised a lot of money over the year. So we go and do the Strive, and we get people to sponsor us to do these crazy things. And Strive is very similar to the PHC, but we don't look just to health. It's about making education available, proper education across the UK, mainly in areas where the school system only works for certain types of people that are academic, and a lot of people drop out the school system or don't benefit from it. So we're trying to bring a fairer education system across the UK, because not everybody thrives in an academic environment. And those on the periphery, people like myself and Richard that have got dyslexia and things like that, we're trying to raise the profile of, it's not all about sitting exams all the time. That's what we're doing. And
amazing.
I'll tell you all about it at the conference.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be epic. Again, thank you so much, Steve. Best of luck with the cycling. Be safe. Make sure you wear a helmet and a high vis.
I will. That is for sure. Those days of trying to, which I thought was bravery, which was stupidity without the helmets, all that, they've gone.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm like high vis and helmet every single time now. It's like, what? Why not?
but quickly on that, because this is quite interesting. If you've got one more minute, quickly on that.
Good.
Michael Schumacher had that accident skiing, and he had got a helmet. But I remember the year before that, you could go up in the mountain, and about half the people never wore a helmet. Yeah. And it was not, nobody would look at them and go, that's crazy. But now if you go skiing, everybody wears a helmet. And if they don't, everybody thinks they're the strange one. It's changed with the same as seatbelt laws, right? And I think that's the 10 different things that have changed. Yeah. What we have to now change is the same thing around food, right? We have to get the same thing that people look at that and go, yeah, that is going to cause me a problem. In other words, we have to get to a point that the same as wearing a helmet. It's as natural to walk past and go, oh, yeah, cereals, despite what they say, that's not going to help. You know what I mean? No, and I went off tangent a bit. I went off ski slope a bit there, but off piste. but things do change, and with what that was terrible. What happened to Michael Schumacher. Let's hope that in a way, without harming anybody, the PHCs, the Schumacher effect to nutrition.
Bingo. Excellent. Well, thank you again, Steve. Enjoy the rest of your day and best of luck in India. Hope you manage to raise lots of money for Strive, and onwards and upwards.
God bless you, man. Take care.
Thanks, Steve. You too. Ciao.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Bye.